Hello, welcome to Crack Shot Chronicles. My name is Hannibal Irizarry. A viewer asked me what is the best type of firearm for a novice shooter. Well, that's kind of a tough question to answer. First thing I have to find out is what is the intended purpose of the gun? Is the gun going to be used for target shooting, in plinking? If it's that, any gun would work. If he's going to use it to protect a farm or a ranch, to protect his chicken and cattle from predatory animals at long distances, he would need a rifle, preferably a center fire rifle. If he's going to shoot at animals at close range, below 50 yards, a 12 gauge shotgun would be great. Problem with that is 12 gauge shotgun center fire rifles for novice shooters is going to be kind of tough for him to be able to manipulate that weapon because it's going to recoil extremely violently. With the proper training, he will be able to succeed. But without training, he's just not going to be able to pick up a 12 gauge shotgun at your local Walmart or Targets and all of a sudden he's going to be able to protect his range. He has to practice, he has to be trained. If he's going to protect himself against a human being that's with the intention of mugging him or doing harm to his family or coming into his home and doing a home invasion, well, that's a different scenario. If you live in a suburban area, I would not recommend a shotgun or a rifle to protect your home from home invasion. The only reason why, although it's more than adequate to do the job, is the rifle or the shotgun is more than likely going to go shoot through your walls and kill somebody in the other apartment or in the other building. If you live out in the country, yeah, that's fine. No, you're not going to hit anyone. That's a different story. However, you still could accidentally kill someone in the next room. And Lord knows you don't want to be the one to kill a family member trying to shoot a bad guy. So what I would recommend is in those situations for personal protection is a handgun. The handgun is smaller and more maneuverable. Therefore, you can move around in your home more efficiently with a handgun than you can, say, with a 12 gauge shotgun. Also, with a handgun, the muzzle blast is going to produce is not going to be as violent as that of a rifle. The muzzle blast can blind you temporarily if you're shooting in the dark. And most of the time, your shooting scenarios will more than likely be in low light conditions. In those conditions, a flashlight is probably a more than adequate job, a tool for the job. Now the question is, what kind of handgun? There's many kinds. There's large ones, small ones, black ones, chrome ones. There's semi-automatic. There's semi-automatic. Here's the thing. Get something that you feel comfortable with. When you decide to buy a gun, I recommend learn to shoot with a 22 caliber rifle. If you're going to use a rifle, a 22 caliber rifle. If you're going to use a handgun, use a 22 caliber handgun. Learn to shoot with those before you buy a large caliber weapon. As you get better, you can buy a bigger, more expensive, more powerful gun. If you start off with a gun, say for example, this gun here. This is the Taurus Tracker. It is empty. See, there's no round in the chambers. See, nice and clean. Okay, this is a 44 Magnum. You start off with something like this. You're going to take it to the gun range. The first time you squeeze it off, it's going to recoil so violently. You're going to be like, "Oh, I don't want it. I don't like it. We'll get rid of it. Get rid of it. I don't want it more. Take it. Take it. Take it." That's what you're going to say. I don't want to shoot anymore. That can happen. If you don't and you continue shooting, guess what's going to happen? You're going to develop flinches. You're going to be gun shy. You're going to have problems firing. So you don't want a gun that's too powerful for you when you're a novice. You want a gun that's easy to shoot. That's why I recommend a 22 long rifle revolver as a starting point to learn to shoot. As you get better, you can move up to a semi-automatic. If you choose to start with a semi-automatic, that's fine. You could do that with a 22 as well to learn to shoot. A semi-automatic will give you problems. This is what a semi-automatic looks like. Now, they could be problematic. You can have problems feeding the round, extracting the round, ejecting the round. You could have double jams in there. They could be problematic. Before we go any further, let's check, see, the gun is complete, safe weapon. Okay, my hands are slippery because I just cleaned it and it's full of oil. There's no magazine in the magazine well. There's nothing in the chamber, as you can see. nice and clear. See, you can see the light back there all the way through. See right there. Put you here so you can see it. All right. So there's no round in the gun. So with something like this, a semi-automatic, this is actually a good gun. It holds more rounds than a revolver does. A revolver, the advantage is you could buy more powerful bullets than a semi-automatic. Now, the choice is yours. Once you learn how to shoot with that 22 long rifle, which is a very anemic round, it could defend you against a human being. But you have to shoot them several times because it's a very anemic round. I would consider a 22 gun, any 22 gun, including a rifle, adequate at best against a human being. Once you get good at it, you need to move up to something more powerful, maybe a 38 special or 9mm. You could even get away with a 380. Nothing is lower than that. Those would be adequate man stoppers. I'm not going to say they're the best. They're adequate. They will get the job done. Okay, a lot more efficiency than a 22. Bottom line is, the best gun for you is the one that you are going to be willing to carry on a daily basis. The one that you're going to be willing to shoot, and the one that you can shoot well. It also has to be the one that when you do shoot, you won't have any problems clearing a jam if it jams. Now, revolvers are inherently more reliable because they don't have all the finicky problems of a semi-automatic. But revolvers only hold, like in this case, 5 shots. It's a 44 Magnum. I can shoot 44 specials so I can save myself some of the recoil. And this is a 45 ACP. With this 45 ACP, it's not as powerful as the 44 Magnum, but I can control it a lot better. And it holds 13 rounds in the magazine and 1 in the chamber for 14 rounds. So with this, I can have 14 plus 1. If it was a 9mm, I could probably get 15, 16, some 9mm can give you 21 rounds. Now, do you really need 21 rounds? Or can you get by with 5 or 6? Well, that depends on you. It depends on, are you going to put in the effort to practice shooting so you can draw your gun, aim, and fire accurately? Or are you going to be one of those guys that picks up the gun and just starts spraying and praying, hopefully you get something? If that's you, yeah, you need to get a semi-automatic with 13 rounds. If you're going to be the guy who's going to pull out his gun and make a precise and well-aimed shot, a 5-shot revolver will be fine. Now, there are some people out there who will tell you, a 5-shot revolver, what if you get attacked by 2 or 3 guys? Well, that's again where it applies to you. Most bad guys, when the bullets start flying, they're going to beat feet, they're getting out of there. They're not going to stay there and get shot. If you go up against guys that are hell-bent and glory-bound, they're going to take you out no matter what it costs them. The high-capacity semi-automatic would probably be better. Again, in most cases, you're going to be attacked by 1 guy. At the most, you'll be attacked by 2 guys. If you have 5 rounds and you only get attacked by 2 guys and you don't miss, 5 rounds is all you need. If you're getting attacked by 14 guys, or let's say 15 guys, and you have 14 plus 1, and you miss 14 times, you're going to be in trouble. If you with 14th guy, doesn't matter. People can't empty a whole gun of 14 rounds and never hit a target. It depends on how you're going to fight. If you're going to spray and pray, more than likely you're not going to hit anything. If you're going to take deliberate, well-aimed shots, it really doesn't matter whether you have a 5-shot revolver or 14-shot 45 semi-automatic. It's up to you. Just make sure that whatever you buy something that you can shoot well and that you are going to be willing to carry. Getting the most powerful handgun in the world doesn't do you any good if you're too afraid to pull the trigger. And if you can't hit anything because the recoil is so scary. Also, getting the most heaviest handgun in the world isn't going to do any good if you're not willing to carry it. Even if you can shoot a dime at 100 yards. If it's too heavy and you leave it at home, it does you no good. Get something that you're going to feel confident in and get something that you're going to carry frequently, all the time. That's all it takes to buy a gun. In my next video, I'll go over the different types of guns that you could buy for personal protection. But for now, to answer your question, which is the best gun for the novice shooter, the answer is going to be whichever gun that novice shooter can shoot well and is willing to carry. This is Hannibal Irizarry. Thank you for watching Crack Shot Chronicles. If you have any questions, please email me at onegoodleatherneck@gmail.com. I'll answer any questions you have. And please hit that like button and that subscribe button for me if you don't mind. Do me a favor. Hit those buttons for me. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.